Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. And in today's video, I'll show you how to build a real-time data enrichment app. This is primarily for the sales team because many times what we have seen is that a lot of sales folks, they still manually check LinkedIn profiles, enrich company data using multiple tools, or manually go to the company website to get those information to qualify, say, a lead or to approach a lead. Now, in this video, we are going to try to automate that entire process. And to do that, first of all, let me just show you how does this particular platform or the application that we have built works. It's very simple. When you actually just input the LinkedIn profile of the person and click on enrich profile, it takes a couple of seconds to fetch that data, enrich it. And as you can see, I have all the data that is relevant for me mentioned over here. That includes the designations, the company name, the company size, the company's website, and if a professional email is available, then we'll be able to get that as well. Now, over here, I've just created a limited set of fields that I can show, but there is a lot more that we can add on to it. The question over here comes in is what's the source of this data or how do we start with it? So the first step is to use a tool called as Explorium. Now, Explorium is a B2B data provider that has easy integrations with multiple platforms. It has built a very simple platform wherein when you log in, this is how the admin panel looks like when we have our API key and we have the multiple integrations that we can do available over here. Along with that, it even has an MCP playground wherein we can try and test out different things. Say in this case, what I've done is I've given a prompt of finding 500 companies in India that have a Shopify store. So what it has done is it has called its own APIs to first of all understand the query, that is setting the filters and then finding companies based on those filters. And finally, we have those results in place. So this is how it works in the backend. Another question comes is if I have a source, if I have a data source, then how do I integrate it into an application? So that's wherein what we have done is we have used Explorium's API to integrate in our workflow on n8n. So I'll give you a quick walkthrough of how we have built the n8n workflow. We have first started with a webhook. Now our application that we have built, it's a vibe coded application built on Lovable. So we have created a webhook through which, as you saw over here in the application, that we gave the LinkedIn profile. Now in the workflow, the first thing that I want is I want to input the LinkedIn profile to start with the process. So over here, I have created exactly that, wherein in the webhook, I have added the path. I have also ensured that through this one single webhook, a complete response should also go to Lovable and I get the results over here in this box. So what I have done is I have added my production URL into Lovable to ensure that this gets connected with Lovable. So that's the first integration that we did between n8n and Lovable. Next, what we did is we wanted to integrate n8n with Explorium to ensure that we are able to find the prospect, enrich the prospect's data. So what Explorium does is it offers direct API integration with n8n. Now, how do you do it? Is one, you can go to the nodes panel over here and search for Explorium. When you do that, you have two options. You can either have Explorium API integrated or the MCP that can be integrated with any chat model like OpenAI, Claude or so. So we went ahead with the API model wherein what all options do we get is one, matching. Matching means we are able to find a prospect in Explorium's database based on either say the company name, the person's name or their LinkedIn profile. So that is one thing that we did. So that's the first step. So as you can see over here in this node, we have given it the input of the LinkedIn URL from the webhook that we have. So through the webhook that when it got extracted, we have the LinkedIn URL field over here as you can see, and we have simply dragged and dropped it over here. Next step is about enriching the data. Since the matching is done, what we're going to get over here as an output is a particular prospect ID, which then gets fed into this particular node. And then this node gives us a complete output that includes, say, the email address of the person, that's the professional email ID. We get a complete overview about the person's background as to what are the previous companies that they have worked in. If there is any summary that they have mentioned on the profile, we get that. So all of these data we get. We even get what are the skills that they have mentioned on their LinkedIn profile. So these are the sort of data points that Explorium is offering, which is quite extensive. When we speak about enrichment, then what are the options that it provides? I'll just quickly show you over here. So in this node, as you can see, we have enriched a prospect first. That's the person data. And we have asked enrichment of the contact information and the professional profile. We can even extract their LinkedIn posts if we want to, by just simply taking the LinkedIn posts over here. At this moment, we have just taken these two details. And we have the prospect ID over here, which we have inputted or dragged and dropped over here. So to ensure that we are able to then enrich that data. So this is how the data enrichment gets done. That's the first step. Although the data enrichment gets done, we still don't have, say, the company enrichment done, wherein we have the company industry, size, and website. So in this case, what do? Is we again use Explorium, but this time we use it for matching the company. So what we have done is we have taken the input from the previous node, that is the company name and the company domain, to match and get us a business ID. So as you can see over here, this is the business ID. So similar to what we saw previously in the node that we got a prospect ID, over here we get a business ID. And this then gets integrated over here in the company enrichment. Again, over here in enrich, we have two options, business or prospect. The last one we took prospect. In this one, we'll take business. And we'll see what all enrichment it offers. So as you can see, we have the firmographics, that's the company size, industry, location data that we can get. We can get the tech stack. We can get the ratings that employees have posted online on different platforms. You can even get financial metrics. So this is primarily for public companies because that data is openly available, but it helps us in terms of consolidating and giving that through one platform. If there is any funding or acquisition news about it, we will be able to get that. If we want to know who are the competitors or how does that work, we can even get that. Now, since all of that data is primarily public and is for public companies, it's easy to track that. But when it comes to, say, private companies, it becomes a bit difficult considering that a lot of information is not that publicly available. So this is the level of enrichment we can do at a business or a company level as well. Once this is done, as you can see on the right hand side, we have all the details about the company over here. We even have the employee range, the annual revenue. We can even get what is their tech stack. So in terms of the tech stack, it has done something very beautiful. That is, it has categorized them into different aspects as to what are the tech involved. For customer management, what platforms are the company using? Communication, what are they using? For marketing, what all things are they using? Now, where does this come useful or handy is, say, for example, you are a SaaS platform, okay, in the fintech space. Let's consider that finance and accounting is one area. Now, if you have built a solution that is, say, similar to any of these tools that are mentioned over here, then you already know that this company is using this competitor tool or platform to solve any of their financial workflows. The way to go around about pitching this is you will be able to create a complete comparison table that this tool versus our tool, which is better and how is it better. So that outreach when you do is more focused, it is more personalized, and it helps the prospect understand that, yeah, this is the problem that I'll be able to solve. So that is the depth at which Explorium gives us the data. And finally, moving forward, once we have the prospect enrichment, company enrichment done, if you see this data, it is not formatted properly and there's too much data to understand. So what we have done is we have created a format node wherein we are simply dragging and dropping the data fields that we are looking for specifically over here. Now, in this case, I have the contact name, designation, company name, all of those present. And as you can see on the right hand side, this is how organized it looks like. So it gives us in this particular format, which then we are sending back to Lovable. So over here, as you can see, whatever the output that we got, the formatted output that we got, it's in a proper format that can then be displayed on Lovable. That's exactly what we did over here through this webhook. That is the response node for us. And finally, as you can see, this is how the platform works, wherein we have all of those details. Now to expand on this use case, what I can also do is that I can create different modules that if I want to enrich a particular person's profile, company profile, understand tech stack. So I can offer all of these options to my salespeople or to my users. So that's how we have built this particular platform using 3 tools: Lovable for the front end, Explorium for the database, and n8n, which acts as a mediator and as a backend for this entire application. The fun part is we can use this application over our phone as well. So it becomes very much easy if on the go we want to enrich data, we want to get certain contact details or so. And that's wherein this comes in handy. So I hope this was something interesting, something new for you guys to learn. And if you found this helpful, and if you want to access this entire workflow and this application, please do put up in the comment and do subscribe to our channel for more such videos, more such workflows, more such applications. And thank you so much for watching this one.